Is there a special someone who is always there for you, who inspires you? For many people, there's that one coach who makes you feel like a star. I've been playing on various soccer teams since I was just 5 years old, and I have been coached by many wonderful people. However, one particular coach has made a huge difference in my life. This coach would do anything he could to ensure that I would take pleasure in my certain sport. Today, I would like to pay tribute to my soccer coach, Mr. Tom Grimes. Mr. Grimes has a great passion for his occupation, concern for others, and he is amazingly influential to every player. Mr. Grimes continuously helps to encourage every soccer player to love the game as he passionately coaches his soccer team. Mr. Grimes always comes to practice with a smile on his face. He's eager to teach the team new skills that will improve our play. Mr. Grimes not only comes to practice ecstatic, but he also shares positive thoughts and comments with the team. Mr. Grimes would never say a negative comment such as "you are doing it wrong" to bring our spirits down. One time, Mr. Grimes gave me advice on how to have more accurate shooting. He told me to keep my foot locked in position and also to keep my eyes on the ball when I take a shot. I then continued working on having more accurate shots so that I would score more. Mr. Grimes enjoys his job more than any other coach. He loves to spend time teaching soccer and making kids love the game. Many coaches in my past are not as special as Mr. Grimes. They did not take as much time to make us better soccer players. However, Mr. Grimes tries his hardest to make us really enjoy soccer while learning new skills on the field. If Mr. Grimes was not such a passionate coach who gives us confidence to do well, our team may start to believe that soccer is just a fun game. Mr. Grimes has taught us that soccer is a way of life. Mr. Grimes is not only an amazing coach, but he also has concern for every individual soccer player. Mr. Grimes makes sure the team stays healthy and strong by telling us to get a good night's sleep before the game. Mr. Grimes also tells us that we should eat healthy because it will make our bones stronger and we will be less likely to get sick. At most every practice, Mr. Grimes makes sure we do push-ups and sit-ups to stay in shape so we are able to run around the field and not get tired. On the soccer field, if any player gets hurt, Mr. Grimes runs over to the field to make sure the player is all right. He will carry an injured player off and treat her with great care by giving her ice to soothe the injury. Mr. Grimes isn't just any soccer coach. He is a coach that has compassion. Mr. Grimes is incredibly influential to my soccer team. He always has faith in whatever we do because he believes we can do anything. If our team is losing to the opponents, he tells us that we can do it and we shouldn't give up because we can still get back in the game as long as we try our best. Mr. Grimes persuades our team to practice hard in many ways. One thing Mr. Grimes does is that he holds different contests that the team participates in. The winners of each contest would receive candy at the end of practice. This boosts us up to have better practices because we have something to look forward to. Mr. Grimes also tries to make practice exciting, even if there is no reward after practice. He incorporates different games that are very interesting, but also teaches us different skills such as passing, shooting, and dribbling. Mr. Grimes has a very interesting way of holding practice that is different from most coaches. I hope you have seen how Mr. Grimes shows his uniqueness and consideration. I'm sure that everyone has still had one coach who is very special to them in some way. I hope that you can see how Mr. Grimes has passion about coaching, concern for others, and influential on every player. Mr. Grimes has a huge impact on the players because he teaches us to do better individual soccer players. All the soccer players on his team improve after each season because of the practice and hard work he encourages us to do. If Mr. Grimes quit coaching soccer, players would have had to welcome a new coach who wouldn't be as dedicated as Mr. Grimes. Moving up to high school soccer will be difficult because that means Mr. Grimes won't be the coach of the team that thrived for many years ever since we were little.
Wish many